Alright, Guardian with the Hulkbuster Relic is just a completely different character, I feel like. His damage output got a massive upgrade, and basically what the Relic does is, it gives you plus 40% potency and duration on your shock debuff, and this applies to the SP2 shock, which is a massive like form of his damage output, right? So yeah, the result is just madness. He just does so much more damage now, and honestly, I feel like this makes him probably top 5 tech once again. That might be a bit of a stretch. I think it might be like accurate though, because Guardian's always been a good champion, right? But now he's even better than before, and that is crazy because like a champion that was already good before, like getting a buff technically, is just like awesome, man. It's so awesome. It's also kind of just crazy, right? But yeah, here he dropped the SP2, and he just like dies from the shock damage. Just incredible, man. Like 38 seconds. And the ramp up time for like my 6-star rank 3 Guardian, it is much less with the Relic now, because the shock damage on the SP2 literally doubles. It more than doubles actually, so that is just like craziness, man. It is just a massive damage bump, and now he is just like so much faster than before. So like this applies at Battlegrounds. Once they like let Relics be used in Alliance War, then yeah, it'll be good there as well. And also it's good for just questing in general. Like this guy has so much more use now, mainly because he is just a lot faster overall. And like the tech class, it's not really known for like damage output, right? Like, you know, there is Ghost, Nimrod, Lady Deathstrike that just have like very solid damage output. But Guardian, he's always been like a bit on like the like good damage output, but like a bit slow to get to, right? But now he's a lot more faster, and now it competes with like the top tech damage dealers. So you pair this new and improved damage with his like always good utility, and I feel like there's a strong case that this guy is once again top 5 in the tech class. But yeah, here he dropped the SP2, and he just did not survive whatsoever. That rotation has like a lot of reach for the health pools, right? And now we have Realm of Legends right here, and this is just like a crazy good fight time, man. So yeah, the rotation here is SP3, SP1, and then SP2, and the result is very solid. So yeah, like Guardian, like I said, I've always been a fan. I've always thought like he was pretty dang cool. I love his animations. Just a really like fun champion. He is kind of an old gem though, because like he is from 2020, and that was like 3 years ago almost. Actually, next month is his 3-year anniversary, so that's pretty dang sweet. And yeah, it kind of hasn't felt that long for like Guardian's release, but it has been apparently, which is pretty cool. I would say like 2020 is like that old gem cutoff. So yeah, this guy, he's been in the game for a while now, and he's still just super dang good, man. I remember people were like saying he was like the second best tech character when he first dropped, and yeah, he's kind of fallen off a little bit, but honestly, this Relic kind of just saved him. It really did, to be honest, because his damage output now is so much better, and it lets him compete with the top tech characters. So yeah, overall, just a really good change for Guardian. The Relic is also good for some other champions, but you will not see a benefit as good as Guardian's. Like, Guardian just benefits the most from it by far. That's just how it is. So yeah, here we can just drop the Relic and then drop the SP2, and then check this out, man. Look at this damage output. Just craziness. He just melts. He's down to 1%. We just do like 2 more hits, and yeah, he is down in 1 minute and 18 seconds. Now let's take first spin in some Act 7 and Act 8 lanes. He's always been like a good tech utility character. Like he has his armor up, he has his power drain, his taunt, his like bleed immunity pretty much. Though mine is like not high sigs though, so yeah, we can't really count that here. But he also just has like massive tankiness. He has his like massive SP2 shock damage. He has no crits. He just has like a pretty good kit overall. He has the perfect block as well. The perfect block, sorry, I just said that wrong. But anyways, but yeah, like a pretty solid kit, right? And then you pair the damage onto that as well, and it's just, yeah, this guy, he rocks, man. He's just a really solid champion overall. But yeah, now he's unblockable, but we can just block the special attack because he blocks mutant unblockable special attacks. That's pretty dang sweet. And yeah, it comes into play like a little bit later in this video as well. But yeah, here we dropped SP2. Actually, no, we dropped the Relic first to get the shock vulnerability. Then we dropped the SP2. And yeah, pretty nice damage output, man. Very nice damage output. And that was what, like 40 something seconds? 48 seconds. Yeah, not too bad. And now we have the same fight here, but it's with Immortal Hulk. And yeah, like this is a really fun lane for him. Just any armor character is good for. But like Guardian, I feel like the like the current meta for techs is around like armor ups still, like, you know, Viv Vision, Future Ant-Man, Lady Deathstrike, they still have armor ups, right? So I feel like he will just still stay pretty relevant in that regard. He doesn't really have a good power drain though, and that kind of does hurt him a little bit, but to be honest, that's fine. He still has one though, like to access at least on the SP, no, not on the SP1, on like his 4th light attack, right? So that's like, it's decent for sure, right? And yeah, but the best control that he has is the taunt. The taunt does a lot for him. In this video, I solo Gauntlet Vision, and that's all thanks to the taunt, right? Because the taunt lets the opponent just like not hold their power, and it just makes things a lot more easier, right? So yeah, the taunt, very good mechanic. Here I dropped the relic, then I dropped the SP2, and yeah, just some very nice damage output, and he just gets like shocked out. Perfect, right? Actually, no, he doesn't, but then we just hit him a little bit more, and now he's done. That's perfect, right? And now we have this Rage node. So Guardian, he's always been a good champion for like Safeguard and Rage because his like shock damage bypasses damage caps. That's pretty dang sweet. But the Rage node is weird because like even his shock damage gets capped at like 1.5%. And it's weird, right? Like, you know, I don't know why Rage works like that. It makes no sense, man. But it's still a super annoying node, but we still take it pretty fine. And there I try to block the special attacks to build power. That's like, it's a way to make his ramp up a little bit faster, and I feel like it was a good like kit design for sure because it just lets him ramp much faster than usual. So yeah, here we dropped the SP2 and some pretty nice damage output. He's already down halfway, and that shows like 1 SP1 into the SP2, which is pretty dang decent, right? And yeah, now we can just keep on repeating that, and then he'll be down eventually, right? But yeah, like overall, Guardian, I've always loved like his utility kit, like, you know, bypassing Safeguard like this, pretty like niche thing to do, but pretty solid as well. The no crit for Kitty Pryde, also like his taunt for just like, you know, all or nothing, or what's the node? Oh yeah, Surging Vengeance, and then like his bleed immunity pretty much, and also his massive tankiness. It is just a lot going on, right? And it's just all really good. So yeah, here I dropped the SP2 after I dropped the relic, and yeah, now it's time to drop the SP2. Here we go, we drop it now, and the damage output, you know, pretty dang sweet, right? And he just like shocks. Actually, no, he doesn't get shocked to death. He gets hit, and there we go. That's the end of that fight. And now we have this this really weird lane. So it's Power Technician, right? But also has what's the Special Burst Lockdown. So we can't let him throw a special attack or else we'll get armor broken. But also, fun fact about Guardian, Guardian has like a way to get a second armor up, and you do it by like doing a heavy attack while you have force field charges, right? It's pretty cool. It's like made to where he doesn't get like completely obliterated by Havoc because his shock damage will give him like a bunch of plasmas and he consumes his armor up on the SP2. So yeah, like that's how you want to avoid that, right? I will admit I don't like how he's energy damage, but he counters Havoc. Like, I hate when champions are like that, man. Like, Lady Deathstrike, she is all physical, which is perfect because she is a very strong Havoc counter. She counters Bishop well as well. But Guardian, he is energy damage, right? So he can't take Havoc that well. He can't take Bishop that well. And it's pretty dang annoying, right? But besides that, it's fine. So here I dropped the SP2. Very good numbers here, and yeah, like without the relic it would have taken like one more SP1, one more SP3 even, but yeah, with the relic he just gets obliterated, man. And now we have the same lane, and yeah, this lane's really fun because you can just like, you know, spam parry, power drain him, pretty fun time, gives you a lot of furies as well. But yeah, man, like this relic, it just like kind of like rebirthed Guardian, right? I feel like he was still good before it, like obviously because, you know, his utility kit is still pretty dang major and his damage output was still good regardless, like beforehand, right? But now he has even more damage output, and that is just like, okay, now this guy is in the running for sure for top 5 tech, because like I wouldn't say his damage output was his problem, but it was like it was starting to lose value a little bit, right? But now it's just back to being very, very good. So yeah, that's just awesome, man. So yeah, now we can just go for some more parries, just keep on trying to build up to SP2, and then after that we can just go in and just do some very, very nice damage output. So here I dropped the relic, I believe. Well, she's playing very passive, but then I dropped the relic, and then yeah, now it's time to hopefully one-shot her, right? So yeah, here I dropped the relic. Actually, no, I go for the SP1. Very weird. I don't know why I did that. I would have one-shot her anyway. Huh. Interesting. Well, I lied. I'm sorry for lying, but I thought I was going to throw the SP2 there. That's weird. But now I dropped the SP2. I have to, right? Yeah, there I do. And that was just so much overkill. I don't know why I saved for that SP2. I could have just ended the fight a lot faster. And now we have this Mr. Sinister here on Power Technician. Same exact lane as last time, I guess, but like, you know, like a little bit less hell to deal with. So yeah, it becomes more fun that way. And yeah, like he's pretty good for these tech lanes. Unfortunately, he can't take like the heal block lanes. Like, you know, heal block is still pretty like valuable in the tech class. Like Vision has it, Lee Deathstrike has it as well. But Guardian, he's just more of like a power drain, armor up, no crit tech character. He still fills a lot of tech niches for sure, but he's not made for all of them, right? There are some champions that fill literally all the niches, but he doesn't, unfortunately. But that still doesn't make him like, you know, not top 5. It still makes him very, very good because of his damage output and like his utility kit. But yeah, like Guardian, he's a weird one for sure. I feel like he still has a lot of value in the game, 100%. But, like, it's up to the player to decide if they want to use him or not. Like, if you have the Hulkbuster Relic, I feel like you should definitely use him. If you don't have it, then it's, like, kind of just preference at that point, right? But, yeah, we dropped SP2 here, and he just melts. Totally melts, man. Very fun time. That was, like, 53 seconds. Sweet. And now we have Mcoc in the same lane, and Mcoc, very annoying champion, but we do the fight pretty well. So, yeah, it doesn't really matter. But, yeah, like I was saying, it's up to you if you want to play the guy, obviously, but, like, I'm just saying, if you have the Hulkbuster Relic, there is a lot more, like, reasons to play him, because he's a lot better now. I wouldn't call it a buff, but it kind of is a buff to Guardian, which is dumb, because, you know, other champions deserve it more, right? Like, you know, Guardian, already good champion, maybe just leave him alone, right? But, no, make him, like, 2 times better, pretty much, damage-wise. I'm not complaining, though. Guardian's cool. He's Canadian. That's pretty sweet. I feel like he is the best Canadian champion. Let me rethink that. I think he is, right? I don't know who's Canadian, like who else is Canadian. I know Horseman Wolverine is Canadian, but I wouldn't say he's as good as Guardian. But yeah, look at that damage output, man. We just like one-shot him, even through the block. It was just sweet. Now for the finale, we have some Gauntlet fights and some Act Bosses. Yeah, we have Gauntlet Vision here, and this fight is more of like a complex Guardian fight, because you have to really play around his like Surging Vengeance, and you can utilize the SP1 taunt, you can utilize the Power Drain, the Relic, all these things come into play to help make this fight a little bit easier than it should be, right? And yeah, like overall, a very good fight for Guardian. He does it in like not the fastest time, but honestly, like non-Relic Guardian would have to take like a while for this, I would bet. But yeah, like we get the SP1 here, we get the taunt active, and now it's just go time. He plays really aggressively now with the taunt up, like he throws SP1 there, thankfully. So yeah, like overall, he just counters it very, very well. Like he is just a very strong taunt champion, because the SP1 taunt, really easy to access, right? So yeah, we drop it again, he drops SP2 pretty easily, and now we're just chilling. Then he drops the SP1 pretty like easily as well. And yeah, man, like he is just so good for this fight. So here we dropped SP2 to get some like damage going. And yeah, a lot of damage right there. Like, what is that? 15,000 shock? Pretty dang sweet, man. He is just melting at this point. And yeah, like that's how you play Guardian for this fight. He does the fight really, really well, because, you know, it just has pretty much everything to counter it, I want to say. And I feel like Guardian's a good Gauntlet character in general. Like, he counters the Domino, he counters the Weapon X. The Weapon X fight is after this one. Very clean fight. He just counters a lot of the mutant champions, and just a very solid synergy character as well. Like, he's always good on the team because of the synergy that he has, right? I think it's like plus 1,250 block efficiency. Very solid. Like, very solid for any champion, pretty much. I think it gives some champions, like, perfect parries as well, which is pretty dang sweet. So yeah, Guardian, man, looking pretty dang solid. Like, and also I forgot to mention, he's gonna be a 7-star champion. That is crazy. Like, he's gonna be a future 7-star. That's pretty sweet. And like, he does want Mag Sig for his utility mainly, but also he does a lot unawakened still. He has access to his taunt, his no crit, his very strong damage output, and yeah, like overall he's still pretty like tanky unawakened even. So yeah, like pretty strong still, even unduped. So yeah, as a 7-star, he's going to be very, very solid. I cannot wait to see that, actually. I would love to pull a 7-star Guardian. That would be great, because also, like, the synergy as well. I think it might get, like, increased as he becomes a 7-star, which would just be awesome, man. Like, that would be great to see. But yeah, here I dropped the Relic, then the SP2. Actually, no, just go straight for the SP2. And yeah, really clean fight there. Really, like, control-filled fight. And he just does it in a pretty good amount of time as well. And now we have this Weapon X fight. pretty decent Weapon X counter because he just like one-shots him like with the SP2. Like that's the game plan here. Just go for all your force field charges, then drop the SP2 and hope it just like one-shots him, right? And it does one-shot him indeed. So yeah, like that's the game plan here. That usually is a Guardian game plan, like for the most part. But yeah, like here, he's not the best Weapon X counter because, you know, he doesn't counter the unstoppable, the unblockable, or the healing. You know, a certain champion does do that. Call Lady Deathstrike. Anyways, but yeah, he still just like one-shots him. Pretty sweet. And Guardian just does Guardian things and has some crazy damage output, right? But to be fair, his damage output in like these type of health pools still takes like a bit to ramp, but still much faster than like the non-relic Guardian, right? So yeah, here we go for the SP3 after we get our third charge, and then yeah, now we're just chilling. So here we drop the SP3, and I think we'll go for like 2 of these, which is smart to do because, you know, if you don't one-shot the Weapon X, he's just going to regen a ton, and that's very scary because his regeneration has like increased potency on this node, so that's very, very scary indeed because he can just like regen like back to full. It is crazy. Like this fight, pretty scary without a heal block character, but Guardian, he will just outdamage him because Guardian is that cool. He is a very cool champion. So yeah, like this fight's pretty sweet. And yeah, I just love playing Guardian, man. I can say it like 100 times if I want to. He is just really fun to play. And like his block animation is really cool as well. His like glowing suit is pretty cool. I don't know why he's glowing. I honestly don't know much about this guy. I just know the SP3 is pretty funny because he like digs up some oil, right? I think that's what it is. It's something weird, but like I know it's like pretty Canadian, which is really funny. But yeah, this guy is just purely Canadian, I feel like. It's pretty sweet. But yeah, here we can just drop the SP1 and then we'll be chilling, right? So he's playing super aggressive because like that's in his base kit. And honestly, that's why I like fighting Weapon X, because he's just super aggressive at base, but there are also some times where it does mess me up, so I kind of just, you know, it's 50-50, right? The guy still sucks to fight on defense for sure. He's one of the harder defenders, obviously, but sometimes it's a bit fun to fight him, right? And yeah, here drop the SP1 again, and now we can just go for the SP2 and just hope it just like one-shots him, right? So here he drops the SP1, and now it's just showtime. We can just like try to build up as fast as possible to the SP2. We drop the relic now, and yeah, check this out, man. We drop the SP2. Look at that damage output. He just gets one shot. That is awesome. That is so awesome, man. And 225, so not so bad there also. And now we have this Mr. Sinister boss. And this boss is pretty like weird because Mr. Sinister has an ability where on the SP1, he reflects all damage over time debuffs back onto you. So like Guardian Shock, it can get reflected, so we need to look out for that. But besides that, it's not too bad. Guardian, he can take the shock though because he has energy resistance, but he's not like immune to shock though, right? So that can be a bit sketchy at times. But yeah, here we go for some perfect parries to try and just gain more power. But there, I miss it. So yeah, we can just ignore that one. But here I get it, right? Yeah, there we go. Look at that. And also he blocks unblockable special attacks from mutant characters, so that's pretty fun as well. And yeah, just a solid Sinister counter whenever like you come across one. And honestly, man, Mr. Sinister is so annoying because I just cannot pronounce his name when I'm trying to like commentate. Let me try it right now. Mr. Sinister. Okay, I got it there, but usually it trips me up a little bit, right? But anyway, we go for this SP3 here. Now it's like time to build up our charges. And look at this. He drops SP1 and he reflects a shock onto us. It's whatever, man. If he does that with the SP2 one though, we're kind of just done for, right? But besides that, we're chilling. But yeah, like I was saying, Mr. Sinister, kind of hard to pronounce whenever I'm like trying to talk like at a above average pace. But yeah, regardless of that, still a really easy fight with Guardian because of the non-crits and just like, you know, countering him in pretty much the best way possible. He is taunt immune though, which is a bit weird. Don't know why he is. I think it's because of Stark Spidey. I think he came out when Stark Spidey was like running rampant. And man, you want to talk old gems? Stark Spidey, he's still a very good champion. Like, I think he'd make for a good old gems video. Let me know your thoughts on that actually in the comments below. Like, if you want to see a Stark Spidey old gems video, I feel like that'd be pretty good because he is still very solid in Battlegrounds attack. But like in other content, I think he's kind of slipped out of the meta a little bit. But I'm still curious to see that. And there I get hit. That's fine. We ignore that part. We're chilling, right? We're just chilling. So here I can just drop the SP1 now. And yeah, just start building up to this SP2, just trying to one-shot him. I think here I get hit again. Don't mind that. You know, it's fine. Here I go for the intercept, and I barely got it, and then I missed that one, and I just get hit again. Wow, I am not good at this game. That is crazy. But here I drop the relic Then I dropped the SV2, and yeah, very good damage output, and he just gets one shot right there. And that's pretty sweet, man. And that's the end of this Guardian showcase. Let me know your thoughts on Guardian. I feel like he's still super valuable, still a really solid character. And with the Relic, argue for top 5 tech. Like, honestly, you can argue he's top 5 tech, like, with the Relic. Just so good for him, right? And yeah, that's about it for me.